So you would be surprised everything you can do with about $1,000 in Dominican Republic. Not 10,000, just $1,000. And by the way, right here in my hands, I have Dominican Republic currency. Whenever I used to go over there, I would basically grab all the money I had left and give it away. But these days, I keep the money because I'm coming back and I'm also gonna need that money when I come back. So I stopped that giving away of the money thing, all right? Now, this right here is about 2,000 pesos, and right now the exchange rate is around, for every $1 you have in US currency, you get 53 pesos. Meaning right here in my hands, I have somewhere around $37.73. That's the idea. And in pesos, it's around 2,000 pesos. And by the way, with $1,000 in this video, I'm gonna get you somewhere to live, pay your bills, eat your groceries, and also have a means of transportation while you're there. Now, this video is for the person that wants to either live in Dominican Republic or, for example, wants to visit and not spend a bunch of money on vacation. But $1,000 can get you so much to the point where it's not like in the US, man. Money can really go a long way outside of the US a lot of the times. A lot less than you think you need, you can actually do with in Dominican Republic. And as always, guys, destroy the like button. I appreciate it a ton. And if you're new here, subscribe, because I'm gonna do more places. So far, I've done Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic now, and I'm gonna work on more of these videos. So comment down below which place you want me to do next. Now, the very first thing is, guys, the way my mind works is I am extremely calculative when it comes to numbers and when it comes to money. So the first thing I take a look at when I'm gonna be going somewhere, either moving there or staying there, is I look at what the average salary actually is, okay? Because most of the times we think, yo, I'm looking for a place to rent in Dominican Republic. Everything that shows up on your listing is like these expensive places that foreigners basically stay in. But in reality, when you take a look deep into Dominican Republic and analyze the actual country, you see you can actually do a lot less by not going to those places where those foreigners basically go to. It's like someone that works in Manhattan in New York and spends like $3,000 for a closet. They don't understand that you can go, for example, to Dominican Republic, and with that much money, you can basically live off of that for like 2 to 3 months, no problem. Just $3,000 total, okay? Now, let me break things down here. The first thing I look at is basically, what is the average salary of the people in this country? And the average salary in Dominican Republic is between 12,000 to around 18,000 pesos per month. Now, this basically means that it's not really that much money overall. So if you're gonna go there with $1,000 per month, that's your budget, and the exchange rate is 53 pesos per dollar, simple math says 53 times 1,000 gives you 53,000. That basically means you have 3.3 times more money than the average person basically makes there. So if the average person can live there, eat there, travel there, and basically live there, why do you need so much money? The answer is you don't. Unless you're stupid and you basically want to stay in a penthouse and you want to live next to the beach and all this stuff. A big differentiator is, do you want to live with the locals, or do you want to live, for example, with the wealthy people over there, which are locals too, by the way, but they're people that make a lot of money, also might make more than you, by the way, and they like to live these luxurious lives, okay? You don't have to live that way. You can live with the locals and actually live a lot better than the average person there just with $1,000, okay? Now to understand that, guys, let's move into the budget here. How are we going to split $1,000 and have this money basically cover all of our expenses? Well, the first thing is, what are the 4 fundamental expenses in every single budget? You have shelter, utilities, groceries, and transportation. There's an extra one that's needed, but you don't have to have it, and that's health insurance, and I do recommend you have it, especially in a foreign place. But the answer is you could have it, you could not have it. It all depends on you. But the main 4 that you cannot get around are shelter, utilities, groceries, and transportation. Those ones are just laws. They're principles. They are mandatory when it comes to finance and money and budgeting overall. So when it comes to shelter, Again, the average person makes $18,000 there. Actually less. My friend, he was making $12,000 at his job, and he was like, I make a good amount of money, okay? So it all depends on the area where you're actually going to live. And living with the locals can really make a big difference. And it's not like you're living, for example, in a dangerous area. It's not true. Don't believe the hype, okay? So overall, the first thing is you want to go to a website like this. This right here, let me move my camera stuff out of the way. This right here is called Mercado Libre. So the big danger is, guys, okay, when you look up things on Dominican Republic, you get all these foreigner websites that show you, for example, all these expensive places, but you want to go to the local websites. Like this one right here, Mercado Libre, is, for example, a local website, which can help you out when it comes to finding an apartment. Let me zoom in here just so you can see here. So you have places that are like, for example, 28,000. This is a 3-bedroom, 16,000, 4-bedroom, also 16,000, 3-bedroom. But there are also, for example, expensive places that are like, for example, 45,000, US, $1,600. So again, it all depends on your budget and what you want to do. There are places there for everyone. The rich people don't have the money. It's for everyone, okay? So overall, let's say I want to go with this one. This one right here costs around 16,000 pesos, okay? And again, not that much money at all. 16,000 pesos is the equivalent of around $301 at the exchange rate of 53 pesos per every US dollar, by the way. Again, I told you, I'm very calculative with things. I even calculate the things I don't calculate it by basically having a little extra money just in case I miscalculated something. So it's how my mind works. So overall, you have this place. It's nice. It's an apartment, 2nd floor. You have the bedrooms remodeled. It's nice. You have a good kitchen. You have a good bathroom. I mean, what else do you need? You have 3 bedrooms. You have good closet space. You basically have everything. It's a nice house, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's nice. And this is the actual building. You also have parking, and you also have a neighbor down here. Okay, so what else do you actually want? So overall, just on shelter, we're looking to spend around $301. Again, depending on the area you actually want to live. But I found this area, which is in the capital, a nice area, and it's $301. And again, remember, it's 16,000 pesos. It's more money than the average person makes. So you're kind of living now like a middle class lifestyle over there. So it's good. It's not like, oh my gosh, no, it's a good area to actually live. Second, utilities. Let's say between gas, electricity, your phone bill, and your internet bill, you'd be spending like around $150, okay? Not that much money either. And you could add up, for example, up to $200, but in reality, it's not gonna be that much money. Unless, again, you wanna be a dummy, go down there, get an iPhone 14, iPhone 15, and then pay that, and then get like the latest internet. There are ways to spend more money, but again, we're making a budget for $1,000. Then you have, for example, groceries, around $200 a month. And that is actually a crazy budget because in reality, you can basically eat there like for 100 to 150, but I'm leaving that extra room in case you actually want to go out and eat and buy things every now and then because there is so many things to eat out there on the street with the street food, with the restaurants. The food there is just amazing. Now, 4, you have transportation. Between gas and insurance, you're looking at maybe $200 per month. That's really about it, okay? So overall, this entire budget is somewhere around $851. Tommy, but what about my other $149? I still have extra money here. The answer is you can choose where you put that into your budget, whether it's into savings, into investing, or for example, into some health insurance, which I highly recommend because you are in a foreign place and health insurance is still expensive and you want to make sure you actually have it because if you break a leg, it's not gonna be cheap, okay? So make sure you have health insurance. But overall, you can basically live there for $851. And again, the main difference between you living there and spending $4,000 a month or $2,000 or $1,000 is gonna be, do you wanna live with the locals or do you wanna live in a very expensive area? A lot of people always get scared with foreign places saying like, oh my gosh, it's so dangerous, I'm gonna get robbed. The answer is no, like not at all. When I came here to Puerto Rico, people kept telling me the same exact thing. People are nice. It all depends on the area you live, the crowds you be around, the times you go outside, like all these things are factors into the game, okay? If you live in a nice area, you'll be just fine. If you're not in the middle of everything, you'll be just fine. So don't be scared. And before you move somewhere, I would recommend get a test trip. Go out there for a month, see how it is, a week or two maybe, and see what you like, what you don't like, and pick an area based on that. But I wouldn't recommend just sign a lease to a place you've never been. No, I would want to scout that area first before I actually move there. Now, there is something I do want to mention, because although this budget is very nice and tight, okay, that's what she said, overall, there is something else you want to worry about here. When you move to one of these places, there will be expenses on the actual moving cost. For example, what about the tickets to actually get there? What about, for example, the car you have to buy? What about all the moving costs and everything like that, right? The answer is make sure you have this money set aside. So you might be looking at an additional $5,000 to $10,000, which is not a crazy amount of money, but I would save that money first. And I would never move somewhere at all, ever, without having at least 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in case something does happen while you're there. Because if you have a remote job and you get there and you lose that job, you want to have enough time and enough buffer in your budget to find another job. Or if you don't like it, you had a bad experience, you want to have enough money to basically just go back home if you actually want to. So it's better to do it this way. But overall, that is a $1,000 budget to live in DR. Again, stay away from the expensive websites that they give to all the foreigners. Look into the nice places. Judge based on what the average income is and so on, and you'll be just fine. But guys, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. Comment down below exactly what place you want me to do next, and comment down below 1,000 so I know you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified. Up here is another video. Over here is my face. Click subscribe. And as always, Long Term Team officially out.